everyone for waiting and for joining us for this press conference with our senior men's medalists. To my right, gold medalist Adam Rippon, silver medalist Max Aaron, and bronze medalist Nathan Chen. Guys, we'll start with an opening statement and then I'll open it up to questions. Adam, go ahead.
Hi everybody. To be sitting here 8 years after I won my junior title, I can only say that it's been a really long road, filled with ups and downs. But I talked with my coach before I came here, Rafael Artunian, and he told me that I had one goal. It was to skate clean and to perform. And I knew after I made the opening mistake that I needed to skate clean and perform, and I was really glad that I was able to do that today and come out on top and finally be national champion.
Thanks, Max.
Again, today was another step in the right direction. I fought through the performance. It wasn't what I trained, but like I said, I'm glad that I stuck with my process and again came close to a clean performance. And I'm trying to get those out as much as I can. So every time I step out, that I make things happen. And that triple sow, that was a tough one. That was a mistake on my part. I think I could have performed the footwork a little better and the entire performance. But like I said, I'm happy in my process and I stuck with it and I continue to perform.
Nathan?
Well, first off, I'm really happy to be up here on the podium with these two guys. This is an awesome step for me as a senior skater. Throughout the season, I've only been putting myself up as a junior skater, and I'm glad that I was able to show what I'm capable of as a senior skater. And I'm happy with how I was able to perform. I did 4 quads, which I've never done before, and I'm really happy I was able to
I did
make
4
that
quads
happen.
in this session.
So impressive.
But anyways, I'm excited for the rest of the season.
All right, raise your hand if you have a question and we'll try to get you a mic. Okay.
Yeah, my question's for Adam. There are probably a lot of articles that'll come out that'll reference that you won against someone who did 4 quads. I guess, in your opinion, why do you feel that you deserve to win?
I think the difference between, I think what Nathan did is amazing and incredible. But I remember when I was junior and I came up into senior that I think for the men especially, when you're older and you have more power and the experience of being at so many nationals and the experience of performing in front of so many crowds, I think that brings your skating to another level. And I think Nathan and we have a really interesting and very good dynamic when we train together. I look to Nathan for how technically proficient he is. I feel that he looks to me in the way that Raph yells at me to run across the ice and speed around and skate with power, because there's something to be said about that. And I work really hard on my spins. I make sure that all aspects of my skating are covered. And I think that's why I could come out on top tonight. I am positive Nathan will have many national championships and he has a bright future, just because I see the way that he trains. And I'm really happy with what I was able to do today, and I really think that my experience and my maturity was what helped me prevail.
Phil?
Adam, nobody would question the overall quality of your skating, but for the second year in a row, the United States is sending to Worlds a national champion who was unable to land a quad. In a world where people are throwing quads around like nickels. I mean, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Or if the future is clearly moving in that direction, aren't we lagging behind the future?
Well, Phil, I feel that to make a well-rounded competition, it takes all sorts of competitors. And I feel that there's room for everybody. If everybody could skate exactly like Yuzuru, the competition would be boring. If you have people who are great spinners, if you have people that are great performers, you have people that are great jumpers. It's not just a one-trick competition. It's not a jump competition. It's not a choreography competition, and it's not a spin competition. It takes a little bit of everything, and that's what makes everybody unique. I think the talent in the U.S. men's skating is there for the future. Nathan's doing 4 quads. Vincent Zhao is trying 2. It's there for the future, but right now, for the present, I wanted to show the best that I could do today. And I'm 26. I don't know if that's the oldest first-time U.S. champion or not, but I mean, I think it says a lot that you should never give up on yourself, because there have been many times that I've wanted to. But that if you really train hard, you can prevail. And that just because you can't do one element that your other competitors can do more proficiently than you, it doesn't mean that you should hang up your skates and give it up. That you should always try to better yourself in every aspect of your skating.
It's a question for Max. You're sitting here tonight and you're saying, gee, I doubled the triple sow cow. Gee, my footwork could have been a bit better. Those are relatively minor mistakes, versus falling or versus leaving out a quad. I know you've chosen this path of going for greater artistic integrity, but have you ever thought, gee, the judges are pretty tough on me. This is a tough road.
I mean, that's a great statement. Yeah, no, I am upset because I've done this program clean so many times this year, not just technically, but everything all together with the components. I've been, spoken to by my coaches a lot, and we worked on and got rid of that jump to jump thing. And for me to come out here and make those 2 mistakes, it might have cost. We don't know. We couldn't predict the future, but right now it looked like that would have cost me, a national championship. But I'm glad it happened. And then I always said I was the luckiest unlucky person, getting so close but never quite getting it. But the way I look at it right now is the fact that I had this experience this entire year that no one can take away from me. I stuck with my process. I made a little mistake. All right, great. Hopefully I can make that world team. It's not selected yet, and hopefully I can get named to that and go out the World Championships and deliver again, and then see where I stack up with those guys. And our team's gonna be strong, and I'm just looking forward to another opportunity to get out there again.
Christine.
Oh, thank you. And I'm just following up. Congratulations. And I think you and Rudy Galindo are right up there in terms of the age thing. The question, I guess, following up a little bit on this, and I know you're a realist, and I know you know exactly what's going on in the sport. You're a beautiful skater. There's no doubt about it. Going to Worlds, I think we can pretty much say here in this room, all of us can agree, if you don't have a quad, you're not going to win a medal. Right? Would that be an accurate statement?
Yes.
And if so, then would you say, okay, this was nationals, now I've got to throw the quad back in, I've got to be more serious about the quad, or not? Thanks.
Well, all season, I needed to, winning a national title was incredibly important to me. It's been a dream of mine ever since I've started skating. And getting prepared for this competition, and I needed to see what happened last year. And I really was penalized for doing a relatively nice quad Lutz attempt in the short. Because I have a longer approach into the quad Lutz, and I suffered because I don't have footwork, and it's too risky for me to have that as my combo. If you think that I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna be like, oh, there's no more quads, like we're just gonna do all triples, that's not what happened. My coach drills me and drills me and drills me. And I mean, I see Nathan nail quads all the time, so I definitely, training starts tomorrow. But that being said, thank you for your kind words about my skating, but that's what I have to put in my mindset, because I don't know what everybody else is going to do, and I can't control that. If Nathan does 4 quads, or if Max does 5, I'm not going to do 6. I know that that's not what's going to happen. The only thing I can do is make sure that I'm aggressive on everything, and I know that I know I'm one of the best performers in the world, and I remember that. And I remember to spin for my life, or my coach is going to kill me that I didn't get my levels, or that I didn't do something to the best of my ability. So in preparation for the World Championships, I'll be taking what I did from after the Lutz and improving upon that. And in the summer, I was doing 2 quad Lutzes in the first half. And like I said, my coach is going to drill me into the ground so that I will have the best quads of my life by the time we get to Boston.
One last question, JR?
Ethan, can you talk about the significance of being the first American man to land 4 quadruple jumps in your program, and if you're not the first, one of the first to score over 100 for technical merit?
I mean, it's a huge honor for me to score that high. I was honestly not planning that going into the competition, but going after the short program, I figured that I was totally capable of doing it and I was ready to do it, so I decided that I could just go for it. Like, I had nothing really to lose at that point, so I decided that I could totally do it, and this past season, I've had a little bit of a hip injury, so that's kind of held me back on toe, but I mean, I knew that my toe is technically there because of the amount of time that my coaches worked on my triples and fundamentals for the toe, so I knew I had that. It just, I had to really focus mentally for my 2 sows in the beginning, but going into the long, I knew that I could do it, and I'm happy that I was able to.
Great, thanks journalists, athletes, if you could get together for a quick photo before